Hello and welcome to my newest series where I review YouTube channels and the YouTubers themselves. As you can guess, this was heavily inspired by A. Salieri's Reviewing a Reviewer series, but the style in which I'm doing this was also inspired by the man I'm reviewing today, my favorite YouTuber, Jonathan Paula, also known as JPizzle1122, Jogwheel, John. If you're familiar with John, it's probably from the show he did with Jory Karen for 4 years called Is It a Good Idea to Microwave This?, which was an inspiration behind my own microwave show. I actually started microwaving stuff back in 1992, but then I found Microwaving Barney the Dinosaur video, which I thought was pretty cool, and then I looked around, hey, they made a microwave show out of this. There is actually an audience for this. Overall, I'm a huge fan of everything that John's done. His microwave series, his movie night series, and also the stuff on his John channel. I love his Let's Plays, even if it's a game I'm not really a fan of, and I enjoy hearing his opinion on the world according to John about various things that are going on. But you can tell my review's going to be a little biased, being a huge fan of his, but I'm going to try to point out things as objectively as I can. First, the positives. He actually responds to people. That's the biggest one. And it's not like most famous YouTubers who only focus on the negative comments. Nope. This guy, he responds to his fans, he gives individualized responses, and he answers your questions that you might have. John's microwave show, Is It a Good Idea to Microwave This?, while not the first microwave show on YouTube, is the first to take the concept, combine it with comedy, and run with that. In fact, many people said that they don't even watch for the microwaving, they watch for the personalities. And you can see why. They all have great chemistry with each other. Jory came up with a running gag early on in Season 2 where he names the microwaves, and every microwave since has had a name. Believe it or not, a whole season is actually filmed in one day, which mostly works to their advantage, but there are some downsides. They have had some failed experiments before, and when you're filming a whole season in one day, you can't just keep adding time, and hope it'll work. If your camera is running out of film, you've got to stop. And in the past, I kept thinking, why don't they just redo this experiment? After actually doing hundreds of microwave experiments, I can see why. Like, for example, the Axe body spray. I put a lot of time into that episode, and I'm not doing it again. As you can guess, I've gotten some not-so-nice comments from his fanboys over the years, a sector of his fan base which he dislikes. These fanboys would outright dismiss my show as being automatically terrible because it came after John's show. But the thing is, the fact that John's show has such a following that has so many fans that are so loyal to that brand really says a lot about the staying power of Microwave This, which was retired in 2011 outside of some specials here and there. Right now, John's flagship show is Movie Night, which I say is hands down the best movie review show on all of YouTube. He actually takes a professional look at things. There's no jump cuts, there's no unscripted rambling. It's very much the style of Siskel and Ebert. If you're looking for a spiritual successor to Siskel and Ebert, please watch Movie Night, which leads me to bring up another point. Despite having nearly 1 million subscribers, his videos only average 15,000-20,000 apiece. If you're subscribed to him, you really need to watch Movie Night. It is my second favorite of his shows, very close behind Microwave This. And unfortunately, that's led to him needing to use clickbait titles on some of his videos to generate views. But if the subscription system actually worked, he wouldn't have to give those kind of titles to and thumbnails to his videos. Regardless, even though I am generally completely against clickbait stuff, I completely understand how sometimes it's needed when subscription system's broken and you're just not getting stuff out to people. Now, I've only been watching John's channel for 3.5 years, so I guess you could say I'm late to the party, but I'm glad I discovered him. And if you don't watch the J-Pizzle, Jogwheel channel, or whatever you want to call it, or the John channel, you really need to check them out. As you probably know, John's been big influence on me with how I run my YouTube channel. I don't just mean the fact that I do a microwave show. Like I said, I've been microwaving since the early 90s. More than anything, it's how I interact with my fans. I used to think that YouTubers just generally didn't read their comments and they let their audience handle things within themselves, and that's the way it was to be done, unless you need to step in like a moderator and just handle things like a forum moderator. Thankfully, that's not the case, and since finding John's channel, I've found so many other YouTubers that actually care about their audience. I'm always going to interact, and I strongly encourage anyone that does YouTube, please interact with your fans. One show I forgot to mention was Don't Eat the Spam, where he looks at spam emails and reads them on screen, and don't worry, he has virus protection. He made that perfectly clear in the second episode. And this is one case where I think the clickbait titles and thumbnails actually work and fit the theme, because hey, it's reading spam, why not give it a spammy title and thumbnail? Anyways, I know this wasn't very good. This is the first of my YouTube channel review series. I don't know what I'm going to call it, but for now I'm just going to call it YouTube channel reviews. If any of you have a better idea, please let me know. Anyways, thanks for watching, or I guess in this case, listening, because it's just me talking over some thumbnails, and I'll have episode 2 up pretty soon. I really hope you enjoy this new series of mine.